Hello everyone, my name is Otto and welcome to the channel. The brand Hohem asked me if I wanted to try the iSteady X smartphone gimbal, so they sent it to me and I've been trying this for the past 2 weeks. Let's talk about it.
Endless nights thinking I have done something wrong, trying to find a peace of mind so I can let you go. You try to change my mind again. Why don't you tell this to somebody who cares and let me spread my wings so then floating in the air. I never thought it felt this good without. And I know you.
So when it comes to the iSteady X, there are 2 versions on sale. First, the basic version, which comes with a gimbal, a small tripod, a pouch, a grease strap, and a USB-C charging cable. Then we have this vlogging kit that comes with everything from the basic version and also a wireless microphone, headphones, and a windscreen for the microphone. This wireless microphone connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth and it also acts as a remote control, which I found to be very convenient. And the way to use it is just to clip it, just like this. The basic version of this gimbal is quite affordable at just $69. And at that price, I was quite impressed with the build quality. It's not a premium material, but the plastic doesn't feel like it's going to break by just using it a few times. The iSteady X is a 3-axis gimbal that is very small and lightweight at only 259 grams. So what happens if you have a heavier phone? Not a problem. This can hold the smartphones up to 280 grams. So if you have a bigger smartphone like a Samsung S20 Ultra or the Note series or an iPhone 11 or 12 Pro Max, you will have no problems at all. A gimbal being so small and lightweight could compromise battery life. But that's not the case with this gimbal, which has a 2000 mAh battery and it can run for about 8 hours. I like that the design of this gimbal is very simple but easy to use at the same time. On the gimbal, there are 2 buttons. On the right side, it is the power button. To power on or off, you press and hold for a few seconds. With this same button, if you press it once, it will change to horizontal or vertical mode. And if you press it twice, it will recenter the gimbal. The button on the left is the shutter. You press this once and it will take a picture or it will start recording if you are on video mode. There is a joystick above the buttons and this will allow you to move the camera around. And I like that this joystick feels very smooth, unlike other gimbals that I have used at similar price points. On the left side, the gimbal has this zoom slider, which you can push up or down to zoom in or zoom out. The iSteady X has 4 gimbal modes. These can be changed on the menu, but I found it easier to change them with the buttons, especially when I was using the smartphone's native camera app and I didn't want to go back and forth with the gimbal's app. The first gimbal mode is pan and tilt. Here, the raw axis is going to be locked, but it will allow you to pan and tilt. Next, we have pan follow. Here, the raw and the tilt axis are going to be locked, but the panning is going to be available. The next mode is all lock. Here, all axes are going to be locked, so no matter how you move, the smartphone will be pointing at the same direction. And the last mode is POV, which is the opposite of the previous one, and everything gets unlocked. The roll, the tilt, the panning, everything. Underslung Mode is not an official gimbal mode, but it makes it easier to get shots closer to the ground or any surface. All you need to do is flip the gimbal upside down and the camera will automatically get on the right position. You don't always have to walk like I'm doing on the video. It's not good for your back. One way to do it is just to crouch and make a movement just like this. You can access some special features and the menus on the Gimbal's app. The app is called Hohem Pro, and here you can select the mode that you want to use. The basic ones are slow motion, time-lapse, photo mode, video mode, and special modes that they call moment. Inside the moment submenu, there are a few video templates that you can choose from, but the ones that caught my attention were the Inception Mode, which does this spin or rolling effect, and you can set it to spin to 180 degrees or 270 degrees. I didn't quite like the 270 degrees version because at some point of the rotation, the arm of the gimbal is going to be visible. The other one that was fun to use was the panoramic video, and also it has dolly zoom. The iSteady X has face tracking and object tracking, and they both perform really well. Face tracking is automatic, and this is something that I do like a lot. I could just jump into the frame and the gimbal would start tracking me. Face tracking is automatic, and this is something that I do like a lot. I could just jump into the frame and the gimbal would just start tracking me immediately. The movement of the tracking is something like this, kind of like a robot, instead of having something like a smooth movement to track the subject. It's not a bad thing, but it's more of a matter of preference. Inside the menus, there are many settings that we can choose or customize. Basic settings are the video resolution, and on the iPhone, you can select 720, 1080, and 4K resolution, and all of them at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second. On my Galaxy S20 Plus, I can select 720, 1080, or 4K, but only at 30 frames per second. So if you need to shoot with Android at 24 or 60 frames per second, I would suggest using the native camera app. On the camera menu, we can also select professional mode, so you can change the exposure value, ISO, white balance, and here you have the option to use the regular camera or the wide camera on your smartphone if it has one. If you have professional mode on, you can also lock the focus and exposure by pressing and holding a point on the screen for a few seconds. I don't think that this should be tied with the professional mode, but this is the way it's working right now. On the gimbal settings, you can select the gimbal mode, also the follow speed. This is how fast or slow the gimbal is going to follow your movement. You can select how you want the joystick to behave, for example, the speed of the joystick, if you want the joystick to control the panning or the rolling. And if you connect the microphone that comes with the vlogging kit, then you will have one more menu to control the microphone settings. Now let's go back to the vlogging kit just for a minute. Number one, this is not a kit just for vloggers. If you're a content creator on any platform, or if you have a channel or want to start one on YouTube, this might be the perfect combo for you. The gimbal will help you with the video clips, the B-roll, but if your smartphone is your main camera, the built-in microphone is not going to be the best. And having a microphone that is wireless is going to give you a lot of freedom and also quality sound. Okay, listen to this. This is a microphone test using the iPhone's 12 internal mic. And this is a microphone test using the Hohem's wireless microphone. This mic is also a remote control, and you can do so many things with this. You can turn on or off the face tracking, recenter the gimbal, start and stop recording, switch between the front and the rear camera on the smartphone, and if you connect the included headphones, you can answer phone calls with this as well. But one thing I don't like about this microphone is that it is only going to work when you're using the Hohem Pro app. And that means that if you want to use your native camera app, this thing is not going to work.